Andy, I thought you were going to go forwards on music.
I had a thought about it, and whilst I'm a huge music fan, I might not be so crash on things like classical and opera, so I took a diversion for sport.
And you like your sport, do you?
I do. I used to play cricket and hockey. Keen fan of Wolverhampton Wanderers as well.
And CJ, you know about sports, but you don't actually play them.
If it's quiz knowledge or lists, I've got a chance. If it requires watching it or caring about it, I'm not.
Have you ever gone skiing or anything, even just a sport for pleasure?
I can ski, yeah.
Any ice skating?
I can ice skate.
Tobogganing?
No, I've not done that sort of winter sport. I can rollerblade, I can play tennis, I can play a few sports, but very much the dilettante level.
You wouldn't be going into sports that were team sports, for example?
No, that would involve other people.
Yeah, I thought you'd probably rule that out. So rugby, football, you wouldn't want to play that?
No, thank you.
Because you couldn't play all the positions at once?
No. Me.
OK, Andy, you can see what you're up against. And good luck. 3 multiple-choice questions, and it's sport, and you can say whether you get the first or the second set.
I'll take the first set, please, Jeremy.
Here we go. Emlyn Hughes made 665 appearances and scored 49 goals for which football team between 1967 and 1979? Was it Arsenal, Liverpool or Newcastle United?
Well, I remember Emlyn Hughes on A Question of Sport rather than in his heyday, but I am quite confident, and I will say the answer is Liverpool.
Liverpool is correct. Well done. CJ, Luca di Montezemolo became president of which Formula One constructor in 1991? Was it Williams, Toyota or Ferrari?
I do actually watch a bit of Formula One, and I think Luca is with Ferrari.
Ferrari is the right answer. Well done. Over to you, Andy. In 1997, Jan Ullrich became the first cyclist of which nationality to win the Tour de France? Dutch, Austrian or German?
Oh, now I do know the name Jan Ullrich, but which nationality is he? It's a tricky one. I would have thought there may have been a German that would have won the Tour de France previously, but then again, I'm not sure about Dutch. It's a flat country to cycle in. I'll have to take a punt. I'll say Dutch.
It's not Dutch, actually. Let's see if an egghead knows. Egghead's German, they all chorus. German is the answer, so CJ, your chance to go ahead. In 1853, Peter Simple became the oldest horse to be victorious in which race when he won at the age of 15? Grand National, 2,000 guineas or St Leger?
I'm not sure. I vaguely know the name. Simply because I recognise the name, I'm going to rule out the 2,000 guineas, because that's the one I know least about. Now, St Leger is the oldest of the classics. The Grand National would have been in its infancy then. The St Leger was well established. I'm not sure on this, but simply because the St Leger's got quite a bit longer history, therefore more chance of horses to win it, and because I recognise the name, I'm going to try the Grand National.
Grand National is the right answer. So you're in the lead, and Andy, it means you need this question. At which cricket ground did the English bowler Jim Laker take 19 Australian wickets during a 1956 Test match? Was it Trent Bridge, Old Trafford or Headingley?
Well, I said before I played cricket, but I certainly didn't play it in 1956. I've heard all about it, but again, it's one of those, looking at the list of grounds, I know them all. I think Headingley is traditionally quite bowler-friendly. I'll go for Headingley.
Headingley is the wrong answer. It's Old Trafford. So, Andy, you've been knocked out by CJ. CJ will be in the final, and I'm sorry to say you won't. Please, both of you, come back and rejoin your teammates. So, as it stands, the challengers have lost 1 brain from the final round, whilst the eggheads have lost no brains. Our next subject is film and TV. Who would like this?
You're going to go for Simon? I think.
Yeah, I'll go for that.
OK, Simon, against which egghead?
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, we're going to challenge Chris on this.
Very decisive, this team. Simon from the Com Artists against Chris from the Eggheads on film and TV. And to ensure there's no conferring, please take your positions in the question room. So I'll ask each of you 3 questions on film and TV in turn. Whoever answers the most questions correctly is the winner. And Simon, you can choose the first or the second set.
I'll go for the second set, please, Jeremy.
Here we go. Chris, who played William Burke opposite Andy Serkis as William Hare in the 2010 film Burke and Hare? Chris, was it Ricky Gervais, Simon Pegg or Ben Miller?
Good question. It wasn't Ricky Gervais. Don't think it was Simon Pegg either. It was Ben Miller.
No, it wasn't. It was Simon Pegg, actually. How about that, Simon? You're ahead. You haven't even answered a question yet.
Loving it.
Here's your question. Double or Drop was a quiz game that formed part of which long-running children's TV show? Was it Crackerjack, Rainbow or Play Away?
Well, Play Away was not a quiz show of sorts, hosted by Brian Cant, so I don't think it was that. Rainbow was obviously with the George, Zippy and Bungle, which also didn't have a quiz element. So I think I'd have to go for Crackerjack.
Crackerjack's a bit before your time, I'm thinking.
I look older than I am.
Crackerjack is the right answer. Chris, which TV detective used a radio phone-in show to advertise for new cases to work on? Is it Jim Bergerac, Jessica Fletcher or Eddie Shoestring?
Oh, very seedy around the back streets of Bristol and Swindon. It was Eddie Shoestring.
Eddie Shoestring is correct, played by Trevor Eve. OK, Simon. The Complete and Utter History of Britain, a spoof television history series, was created by 2 of the members of which comedy team? Was it Monty Python's Flying Circus, Three of a Kind, or The Goodies?
Yeah, that's a tricky one, because this is all a certain period of time to which I was probably more interested in Action Man than I was in television programmes. I don't think it was Three of a Kind, the series that spawned Tracy Ullman, Lenny Henry and David Copperfield. I'm split between Monty Python's Flying Circus and The Goodies. I don't remember Graham Garden, Tim Brooke-Taylor or Bill Oddie doing anything as a separate project, apart from they did solo programmes. So I think I'd have to go for Monty Python's Flying Circus.
Good quizzing, you're completely right. Well done. Well done. It's playing well. So, Chris, here's your third question. If you get this one wrong, you are out. You've been knocked out. Here we go. Jane Fonda starred in a 1973 film version of which Ibsen play? Was it An Enemy of the People, A Doll's House, or Ghosts?
Well, Doll's House was filmed way back in the silent era. I don't think it's been done since. Don't think it was An Enemy of the People either. Just go for snappy titles, so it's Ghosts.
Let's see if anyone know on this side?
No. Is it a Doll's House?
Com artist? It is The Doll's House. It is The Doll's House. Very good. Right. Chris, you're wrong. It's Doll's House. So you've been knocked out. And well done to our com artists. So we're turning the corner now. Do both of you come back and rejoin your teams. Simon, well done.
Thank you.
I could see the quizzer there, the gleam in your eye.
Oh, dog with a bone.
Yeah, brilliant. So you're turning the corner. The challengers have now lost 1 brain from the final round. The eggheads have lost a brain too. So let's go to the next subject, and it's geography.
We say Tony?
I think that's going to be Tony.
And avoid politics that way.
Avoid politics.
Yeah. You found your way here, so I think you're really good today.
I think Tony's on the list, yeah.
Tony, OK. Against?
Probably Pat.
I really don't know.
Oh, no.
Okay.
It's just up to you, Tony. Very tough. Yeah, well go, Pat.
Which one looks like it gets lost?
Let's go for Pat.
They all got here.
Yeah, let's go for Pat.
Let's go for Pat then.
Yeah,
So Tony from the com artists against Pat, the egghead on geography. Please go to the question rooms now. So, Tony, you're RSPCA as well?
That's right.
And people get in touch and say, look, something's happened and can you deal with it?
Yeah, absolutely. I do remember a call where someone called us about a dog they were worried about that they said was really thin, all hunched up, desperately ill. And when I went and knocked on the door and asked if the person had a dog, it turned out they had a whippet, and it was a very well whippet. So I said we were just doing some door-to-door inquiries in the area and thanked her very much and left. OK, well, we'll see if we get a not likely to have a whippet question in the geography round, but you never know. So it's geography our subject, and you're against Pat, and it's multiple choice questions at least to start off with, and you can choose, Tony, the first or second set. We'll go with the second.
Pat, your first question. Which 2 colours appear on the Greek flag? Is it blue and white, Blue and yellow or blue and red?
I think it's sort of stripy, and the stripes match the phrase Eleutheria e Thanatos, which is, I think, liberty or death, something like that. And they are blue and white stripes.
Blue and white is correct, Pat, so Tony, here's your question. Marble Arch is at one end of which London street? Portobello Road, Oxford Street or Knightsbridge?
Don't go up to London too often. Pretty sure it's not Knightsbridge. The last time I was up there, I did drive around it in a taxi, but didn't really take notice of exactly where it was. I'm going to go with Oxford Street.
Oxford Street is correct. Well done. Pat, your question. What name is given to a wet mist or haze coming inland from the sea? Is it fret, strain or stress?
Well, my late sort of father-in-law used to talk about sea frets. He was from the northeast of England. I thought it was a dialect word, but it could be a general word. He certainly talked about sea frets being mists coming in. It's not guaranteed to be right, but I don't think I have any reason to stray to the other two, so I'll go for fret.
Fret is correct. Well done. On to you, Tony. In which arm of the Mediterranean Sea does the volcanic island of Stromboli lie? Is it the Tyrrhenian Sea, the Ligurian Sea or the Adriatic Sea?
That is a tough one. Yes, that is a tough one. I'm afraid my geography of that area doesn't seem to be too good. So try and work out which ones it isn't. Don't think it's the Tyrrhenian Sea. I'm drawn towards the Adriatic Sea, but that makes me think it might not be. But I'll try not to talk myself out of it and go with Adriatic Sea.
Adriatic is the wrong answer. It's the... anyone?
Tyrrhenian.
Tyrrhenian. That's just one of those things you know, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here's your question, Pat. If you get this right, you've taken the round. Which Mediterranean island lies approximately 60 miles west of Syria? Is it Sicily, Malta or Cyprus?
Well, Sicily must be several hundred miles from Syria, and Malta is almost, well, not quite directly below Syria, Sicily, but it's got to be Cyprus.
3 out of 3, Pat. Cyprus is correct. Well done. You are in the final. Sorry, Tony, you've been knocked out. He's a very, very good player on almost all subjects, is Pat. Please, both of you, come back and rejoin your teams.
A new era, a new